for HBCU partners legislation. And what this is an effort that there are a little over 100 black colleges and universities in America. And they met with President Trump, I call him President Trump right now, and he agreed to try to help HBCUs survive. And so he has asked various government departments to help support initiatives through HBCU colleges and universities. And so what our legislators have done is to draft legislation that will require government departments to do business and to support HBCUs and report back on a regular basis. And what that legislation needs is our help. That legislation needs our help. And so the help from the HBCUs is really to ask their local chapters to call their representatives and ask their representatives to support the HBCU Partners Act. And that's one of the ways that you gain power through being organized. And so that's an overview of what we're trying to do. Now, I missed one thing when I was talking about NCCU, and I presume that I'm not so rushed today because we don't have a lot of people, but I won't stay forever. NCCU is planning the student rally this spring. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Durham Committee on the Affairs of Black Folk, but this organization and a lot of other black leadership organizations around North Carolina got a lot of leadership from the Durham Committee when it was being organized. And it is probably the oldest and most effective community leadership organization in North Carolina. There are others, but it's the one that we use for we were helping organize this organization and several others. And I mentioned that because the Durham Committee is going to join in with NCCU Alumni Association to help with the rally. And my thing is, and I'm talking with them about it, in addition to the Durham Committee joining in to help with the rally, the NAACP should join in. And so all three of those organizations should go on every campus, not every campus, but on NCCU's campus and help every semester educate, organize, and mobilize black students to be involved in civic engagement in the voting process. And I'm going to ask the RWC, Riley Wake Citizen Association, to join hands with Shaw and St. O and invite the NAACP and with the Shaw, St. O Alumni Associations, the Wake County, Wake Citizens, and the NAACP to do the same thing on Shaw's campus and on St. O's campus. Every semester, go in to do a rally with the students. And I think Shaw is doing the rallies already, but they need to bring in Raleigh Wake and NAACP to become a community affair and not just a school affair. And if you do that on all of our campuses in North Carolina, you won't have to ask what's going to happen in 2020 in North Carolina. You will determine what happens in 2020 in North Carolina. And lastly, I'd like this organization to help me promote a call to colors. by looking at the organizations that you're involved in, and asking them to adopt a call of colors and use it as an organizing tool for your individual organizations can help educate, organize, and mobilize Black folks. You may not fully understand what a call to colors is. That's it in essence. But when you have people to come before, and we have people to come before us on a monthly basis because they know that this organization influences a lot of votes. When those people come before us, they should be familiar with the call to colors, and they can tell us how they can help us promote it and make it more effective in our communities. I hope I haven't confused you too much. Sometimes it's a bit much. But I'm done, and I'll take a question or two if there are any. All comments? Yeah, James.
Well, in these kind I'm a part of the Wilson B. Riddick chapter, which is an alumni of the City State University. And
Can you talk about?
I guess I think I'm a friend of the Alumni Association.
Sure you are.
Because I didn't graduate. But I don't want to sound down, but there's just a number of our folks who are part of the alumni chapter who don't get involved in anything. I don't know whether your community is like that or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they don't give back a whole lot. In spite of the fact that Elizabeth City was the place that got them to where they are. And I'm just wondering if you have anything you could offer in the way of encouragement.
A lot of, and this, you know, we've been at this for 40 years, but a lot of what I found when I started the Call to Colors, the first thing I found out was that there were a lot of people that wanted to help, but didn't know how. Almost the first thing I found out, because I said, look, we need to educate and organize Black voters. They said, well, I agree, but I don't know what to do. Where do I go? How do I do it? When do I go? When do I do it? And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to take what the alumni associations want, those that are organized, is they want to help their schools. That's what they want. And one of the best ways that they can help their schools is by making sure that the students, those students are voting. That's what you call low-hanging opportunity. And so, I approached Brenda with this back in October. She's a there, and she says, a lot of us want to help, we just didn't know what to do. But now that what you're talking about is an option, then we can do that. And so they worked with the Call to Colors for several weeks just before the November elections, and I would say that it made a difference. I know it made a difference in them and their attitude. And same thing for NCCU. They didn't know what we were doing, but they knew that they needed to do something different from what they were doing. Same thing for Shaw, St. Aug, Johnson C. Smith, Fayetteville State. They said, we know we need to do something. What can we do? How can we do it? And so what I'm saying is, if you want to help, get Elizabeth City to join our efforts. I'm glad to work with them. And what Elizabeth City will do is say, look, we want every one of our chapters to have a standing committee that does civic engagement, voter education, registration, and mobilization for every election cycle. That's all. It's just another committee in the alumni associations, but when they have a specific project, then they know how to go out and knock on doors, make telephone calls, and otherwise be involved in the process that they believe in, but they don't know how to get activated. So that's what I would say. And it has worked. No problem with it.
I add
Brenda?
something to
Yeah.
what you said. Sort of like handing a little carrot out and get them full. Some people don't want to do anything because they're afraid that they have to invest too much time. And I think one of the things that captured the attention of people was they weren't committed to 5 weeks or a month or whatever it was. Can you give, starting with a few hours? And people were able to say, yes, I can commit those hours. And it was left up to the individual how many hours they committed. So it wasn't like you were locked into giving out a week or 2 months of your time, but just hours. When you approach people with, can you give 8 hours? You know, that's a day. You can do it one time, you can do it over a month, but can you give 8 hours? They eagerly said they could give the minimum amount of time. And based on what the feedback you got, people gave more than that. But they started with, yeah, I can get to that. They could see an end to it. And I think that makes a difference for people who have not been involved. And then hopefully next time there's commit to 16 and do 24. So I think that makes a difference for some people. Just not feeling like they're obligated to do something for the rest of their lives.
Let me add on to what Brenda's saying. And because they're saying I can do the hours, but what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to know what to do? Call your local NAACP. In Durham, they can call the Durham Committee. They can call any local community-based committee or person or church, anyone that's involved in voter registration, and say, look, I've got a few hours, I'd like to volunteer those hours to help you all educate, organize, and mobilize voters. Tell me what it is I can do. Can I make phone calls? Can I hold? Can I knock on doors? And there are a number of things that you can do in a campaign that can improve our participation in politics. And you don't have to know how to do it. All you need to do is ask someone that does know, and it works. And that's sort of what we were trying to get done in we didn't actually make all of the contacts, but we got people volunteering and working together, and it made a difference in the November election. Any other questions, observations, comments? I'll be back. Go ahead. We are saying thanks to me, it's time for me to sit. but I'll be back. And I do want this organization to have this kind of audience and ask people that come before us to discuss ways that they can help us mobilize black voters. Do not wait for 2020 to do it. Okay, thanks.
Just speaking on that piece there, I was looking at a program last evening, and it was kind of a talk show, and the guy was saying that we're saying that there's 500,000 black folks not registered to vote. And we constantly say that. Constantly. So where are those 500,000 black folks? Are we counting those that we registered and subtract those from the 500,000? Are we just picking the 500,000 for the particular year? Is it possible somehow we can get a total of how many people we registered?
Mr. Mayor, one thing we know is that on a lot of college campuses, the students aren't registered. So we can identify them and register them, ask them to do outreach to their friends, their family, so we can register a lot of them, but you're going to always have a certain number unregistered because people turn 18 years of age all the time. So when they turn 18, if somebody doesn't register them right away, they become a part of the unregistered. But I think if we just find somewhere to start, we can continue to grow into what it is we're trying to do. And we're trying to register as many black folk as we can and help them understand the necessity of voting.
Okay.
Fred, in answer to your question, in each county, there's 642.
642 unregistered votes.
Right.
How did you arrive at that figure?
I don't know, do you have enough time like,
Huh?
I said, do you have enough time? Do you have enough time to listen to this?
No, we gotta go. I can tell you how we gotta go.
I can tell you how
We gotta go to representative and kind of give us an update, a legislative update, if you will.
See, there I was going to be doing this. But try to take what I can remember. Probably one thing that's on my mind is the board of elections.
Could we get name and position? I don't know.
Okay, Shelley Willingham. I represent District 23, which includes all of Edgecombe County and all of Martin County.
Thanks, sir.
I think one of the important things, of course, first things about board elections, and as you're aware that they've appointed new board of election members now, because we've gone back to where we were in the beginning before we got into all this craziness with even members on boards, the state and the local. So we've gotten away from that. And while I was sitting there just talking about the unregistered people, you know, one of the things that will help with those numbers that you put on the board of elections, you know, the board of elections, they can also take measures to get people registered, especially young people. They can go into the schools. They can make sure they happen. They can also do, I think we still have pre-registration, you know, those who are 17 can go ahead and get them registered. We're looking at, I don't know, in the legislature, at least in the Black Caucus and the Democratic Party too, we're looking at how we can have automatic registration for everybody who turns 18. They're registered, and the way that happens is that they will contact them, and the board of elections contact them, and then they can register at that point. And there are a number of bills that are being proposed right now that's have not been introduced yet to lessen the burden of people getting registered and being able to vote. And I think when we select our people here in Edgecombe County, one of the things I said how important it was that you get people on those election boards who are willing to speak out, and stand up for what's right. Because it's going to be important. It is important. And if you don't have those people, then it's not going to happen. A number of counties, and maybe some of your counties, where you wanted Sunday voting, but last time you were not able to get it. Well, if you have the right people that's on the board now, you can get that. I mean, they can ask for that and make that part of their process for people to get out and vote. So, but you got to have somebody who's willing to step out and say, hey, on that board and fight for it, and that can happen. And we know that Sunday voting, so supposed, it makes a big difference. It makes a big difference. And you talk about Durham, for instance, that they've been doing it for the last, I guess, 3 or 4 election cycles. And it does make a difference, and you do increase voting. Just to talk about the, one of the things we just, the focus of the Democratic Party, and also the Democratic Party especially, is to expand Medicare. So we introduced a bill second day of General Assembly to expand the area. Now, we know that in order for it to happen, we have to have some Republican support, which we're still working on. We haven't gotten it yet. But the bill has been introduced. So that's something to work on. So that's something to work on with elected officials, the local elected officials, have them to, if they support it, hopefully they would support it because it's going to help them, help our county. We believe that and we're meeting every week talking about expansion of Medicaid. The governor, he has a group of folks that's meeting. He's meeting with us, the Democrats, and so that's one of the #1 priorities for this term. We don't know how it's going to happen, but we're working on it. One of the things that you might not be aware of, but this is kind of an internal thing you would have no reason to know about it, but those of us in the legislature, we're put on certain committees, and what the Republicans have done this time, they have rearranged some committees, got rid of some committees, and they've taken some Democrats off committees, those committees that make the most difference. And they put members on committees where they're all important, but not as important. What they've done for all the new folks coming in, they restricted the number of committees they can serve on. They have 4. Where beforehand we all had 7 or 8, committees. So they have only 4 that they're on. As I said, some of the most influential committees, they've taken the numbers down. And so what that is that they want to make sure that it's not even a close vote in anything that we have. And they've also created something which they call floating numbers. These are numbers they're like super numbers, really. They're a member of every committee, and these are all Republicans. Got 1 or 2, I think they picked 2 Democrats, but they got something like, a lot of Republicans. And what happens with that is that if you're in a meeting and it looks like the vote is going to be close, all they have to do is call those other members, their party, to come in, so to make sure that it's not close, and then make sure that they won't ever lose a vote in a committee. And naturally, all the committee chairs are Republicans. We have a few vice chairs, but for all practical reasons, that's just in name. But the good part about even that is, right now, is that we did break the supermajority. So it means that even if they pass stuff out of committee, even pass on the floor, and it goes to the governor, he can veto it, and they can't override it without getting a number of us to support that, which we can stop it. We can stop a lot of things now. We might not make a lot of things happen, but we can certainly stop some things. And so what that also means is that they have to come back and negotiate with us. So we should be able to get some of the things that we're pursuing, and they won't get all the things that they're doing. So all that, and when you see us on television, out there in the General Assembly, that's really for show. That's for public consumption. All of the signals are already been made. They're made in committee. We know what the vote is going to be before we go in and we vote. We know that. We know what the outcome is going to be. But I would say to you that, as somebody said before, contacting the legislators, it does make a difference. We do listen to people who talk to us, and even the Republicans. If they get enough comments or complaints or whatever from constituents, they also take that into consideration. They can't ignore it. They don't ignore it. So I know you might say, well, in some of the districts, I know Republicans. Well, that's okay. He's still your representative. So you still should contact them and let them know how you feel, and also make sure that they understand, the things that you support. What else can I tell you? We are scheduled to, of course, end June the 30th. This is what we call our long session. But more than likely, we'll probably go into July and maybe longer, depending on what happens with the budget. We're in the process now. Every other term, the budget starts in one of the other houses, Senate or House. The last term started with the Senate. This time, the budget will start on the House side. We'll work on the budget. And at the same time, we're also having all the committee meetings and people are getting in their requests for what they want in the budget. And at some point, once that budget is passed in the House, it will go to the Senate and do what they do over there. The process is like people say it's like making sausage. You've never seen sausage made, it looks bad, But hopefully in the end, sausage in that case is good, but we hope that once we finish doing all that we do with the budget, it will come out good too, but we don't know. We have no idea. I would say to mayors and elected officials, if you have something that you're interested in, that you think you want in the budget, you should contact the legislators and all. They can request it. That's not saying they're going to get it, but at least they know, you know that you make that request. And I got 2 or 3 requests from my district, things that they would like to see funded, and those have already been passed on to the budget folks. We have to go through what we call the big chairs, and in the very end, it's going to be about 3 or 4 people that's going to decide what goes in that budget. In spite of all, I serve on the Appropriations Committee. I'll get to debate it, and I'll even get to offer amendments, but they won't pass because, like as I said, they have the committee stacked, so they know what they don't accept and what they're not going to accept. I was fortunate in this shake-up of committees to still remain a member of the House Ways and Means Committee. That is probably the most powerful committee in the legislature. And the way it's set up now, we see every bill, no matter where it goes. It's referred to a committee or 2 committees, but it has to come through us. So that means I have an opportunity to comment and give input on every bill that comes through the legislature that goes to the floor. And it's only 4 Democrats on that committee. They made sure that, again, like I said, it's not going to be close, but we can debate the bills, so that's an advantage. And also what has happened in this session, the Ways and Means Committee, I said we see every bill. They're making sure that we meet every Monday, and every bill that's been passed or presented the week before, we take it and we go through it, and then we decide whether it goes forward or not. And sometimes they call, when the bill gets to rules, is that it's a graveyard, so let's first kill. We can kill the bill that comes through there. And that's what they use it for. They visit an act that for some reason got through the other committees, then they can kill it and go to the front. And again, the number of bills that you see that's being introduced is just a fraction of the bills that's been introduced. I'm saying the number of bills that you see that comes to the floor is a small fraction of the number of bills that's been introduced. So please keep that in mind. I'm sure there are a lot of things that I can talk about, but I can't think of it. But if you have any questions about what we're doing and what, where you think we're going, I can try to answer those questions.
I have 2 questions. Can you tell us what number that we need in terms of 2020 to be able to, I know we got rid of the supermajority handcuff we had, but what number do we need for both chambers?
We need to pick up 6 seats in the House. 6. We need to keep the ones that we got and pick up 6. Right now we have 55 Democrats in the House. So we only need 6. And also, there'll be a new map of some of the House districts. And we feel pretty sure that out of those new lines, which is in Wake County, we'll probably pick up another couple there. But we have to see what happens down the road. But we're in the process of, we've already started recruiting and looking for candidates for 2020. So, and that's the other thing too, that I think as somebody said, you're not going to wait till 2020 to start registering people. You need to go ahead and register those folks now and get them ready, because we're going to need every one of them. That's for sure. And there's going to be a lot of activity in North Carolina because of when we have the election. And, we'll file in December this year, because the primary is going to be in March. So we're one of those first states. So we're going to have a lot of activity down here in North Carolina.
My second question on back to colors, these college kids, voter ID. Are you all proposing any kind of bill that have it consistent throughout the system? I understand that, and particularly on the community college, they have to do some kind of an application to even engage in getting the voter ID on the various steps.
Well, the way the bill is right now with the law is that it has to be streamlined with what's in the law. And there's some community colleges already are doing it that way, and some are not. Those who are not going to have to do it that way as far as those identifications to be acceptable. Okay, and also some of the colleges are doing it the way it is already in the bill. But some are not. They're going to have to conform with the bill.
Can a community college choose not to participate? That's what
Well, I mean, but what I'm saying is that, yeah, by default, if they don't comply with the law the way it is as far as having their identification accepted, they won't be accepted. There's no law to say that we go and say you have to do this, but we can say you have to do this if you want your identification card accepted for voting.
And our understanding is that deadline is March 15th. Getting close on. Just want to put that out there, because I'm not sure my community college will make any effort to make that happen.
Well, I'll check on that. I also serve on the elections ethics committee too, House committee. But I'll check on that. I'm not sure if there's a deadline, for compliance as far as getting the school up to a point where the identifications will be accepted. I can't imagine that there's a deadline for that.
My name is Camilla Stance, Edgecombe County. I understand what you're saying and what we need to do, and we put a lot of emphasis on what Democratic Party needs to do, but I challenge you, representatives, to make sure that we get the information, because we can't rely on the Democratic Party to give us the information. Now, I'm very active, and I've learned a lot of things just this morning since I've been here, and I try to get information out, but I can't get the information out if I don't know. As it relates to the Board of Elections, we all know that was done in the last hour. Okay, the Democratic Party didn't meet here. We had a meeting, crazy meeting. Okay, we need to be aware of what's going on so we can make decisions and not just a few folk making decisions, and that way we'll be unified. But we can't continue to rely on our local Democratic parties to get the information out there. You all got to come to us, host some town hall meetings or something, emergency meetings when things go down, and make the people aware. Then we can make the Democratic Party do what they're supposed to do. Because if we rely on them, we got a defunct chairman here, so we don't get no information. So it pisses me off when I'm here listening to these kind of things, and I can't do anything about it because I'm not getting the information. So I'm challenging you and the other Democrats to make sure you come here, and not here, but I'm saying in all towns, and make sure we get the right information so we can go to work on it. We can make the Democratic Party have a meeting and make sure we do what we got to do, because that's the only way it's going to happen. We got to stop. I'm a precinct chair, and I serve on the county executive committee, but if I don't have the information, how can I get it to my people?
Right. Well, one of the things what I will commit to you to do is get a lot of this information, of course, to you, because I know you. Right. I'll make sure that you get that information for sure. And also, during the session, I think it's a good idea that we have some information meetings. Right. With people. And I'll be glad to come, do that. Not only here in Edgecombe, but in any other district. Because what I say is that I'm elected by the people in Edgecombe and Martin County, but I represent North Carolina. So I'm committed that I'll do that. Just give me a call at certain times. And as information comes down, though, I will make sure that you get it. So you'll have it and you can disseminate it the way you do, and I think that will help. And I mentioned the selection of the Board of Election members. Also, you need to be just as selective when you're selecting your chairs for your county party. I get real upset. I see that sometimes some of the parties, local parties, elect or put people in positions, and they're just there.
That's right.
I mean, if they're not going to work, if they can't commit to do the job, and they should accept it, you're better off not having anybody there if you got somebody there who's blocking and doing something that's detrimental to us. So it's important. It's important too to make sure those folks that you select, to be on the committee to select somebody for the House or the Senate who might resign or die or for whatever reason. It's important that person do. You think about it. Don't just put anybody there. Because as soon as you do that, something comes up, and the one that you just put up there is the one that causes a problem and trying to make things go the way that they should. So I just ask be real cautious about who you put in these positions, and it's important. You might not think so, but the effect, it can be devastating down the road.
Yes, John Horton, Commissioner of Hereford County. I want to ask this question about the Board of Election, because I think you put your finger on the pulse. In Hereford County, the only time we hear from the Board of Election is at election time. But I thought I heard you say a few minutes ago, they could have an ongoing program getting people registered.
Yes, but it's up to the Board of Elections to do those things. And what happens in most cases, your Board of Elections, once upon a time we did have a program where it was demanded by the state that they go to high school and do voter registration. And at some point I think we changed that, but they can still do that now. They can do, and it depends on who's on the board. And also, it also depends on the county commissioners too, because they have to support whatever the Board of Election does. So there should be a good relationship. But decisions like Sunday voting or the hours and all those things, those are left up to the Board of Election. The local board, they can decide that. So if you have lazy folks on the board, they don't want to do anything different. Well, it's been working, so let's just leave it. I don't want Sunday voting. It's not going to help us, or people not going to go out. You need people there to understand how important it is to get people to the polls and get them voted. Because getting them registered, that's okay. But if you don't get them to the polls,
that's right.
It's off and off.
But also, Shirley,
Sunday voting works.
but also, that's where the Democratic Party come in. I used to attend all the meetings until they got crazy and they stopped having meetings and I got tired of calling. But that's why we got to go to those meetings and demand they do that. They're not going to do it if we don't go down there and tell them we want Sunday vote.
Right, and the other thing too, you got to mention that, you should go to the Board of Elections meeting, the local Board of Elections meeting, and tell them what you want.
That's right.
I mean, I serve on the Board of Elections. We might have one person to come, or two, every now and then.
Right.
So we rather do what we want to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if nobody looking at us, we just deal what we want to. So, but if you go to the Board of Elections, go to their meeting, and you have an opportunity to speak, you know, make your request, tell them what you'd like to see happen, what you'd like to see them doing. Because if you don't, unless you got some good Board of Election members who will take it on themselves to make it happen, it's not going to happen. That's for sure.
Okay, we're going to ask Reverend Mercedes to bless the food, and we're going to eat. And thank you for coming, and thank you for the update. And I know you was not prepared, and we caught you off guard, but you're always prepared. Thank you very much.
Let us stand, please, as we receive the food for today. Father God, we praise you. We thank you for the food that we receive, for the nourishment of our bodies. We thank you for the fellowship. We thank you for the knowledge going forward. We thank you that the food is blessed in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Right there.
I got the email.
I want to introduce you all to Mr. Darrell Tenney. He heads the Tenney Group out of Knightdale in the Raleigh area. He's all over the nation, but he has something to offer us and something that will benefit all of our families. So I'm not going to try to get into any what he has to say. This is Mr. Darrell K. Tenney from the Tenney Group. Welcome.
All right, thank you. Can everybody hear me pretty good?
Yeah.
I don't stand behind podiums a lot. My name is Darrell Tenney, and as he said, I'm out of Raleigh, opposite out there, the Tenney Group. And one of the things that we do, we're a tax and accounting firm, especially agricultural taxation. But as well, I have an insurance business called Agribusiness, the Agribusiness Alliance Crop Insurance Resource. And come here today to talk to you about crop insurance and taxation, different things that benefit our community. As a crop insurance agent, I am the only black crop insurance agent in the United States. My agency is the only black agency in the United States. I'm licensed in 14 states. Actually, I leave tomorrow for 5 states. We have all our clients out in Louisiana, Arkansas, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Arkansas, Mississippi, Texas. I work with all the black ranchers down in Texas. And we give them crop insurance. We give them information in our communities, our farmers or our past farmers, our landowners, on how crop insurance works. You know, I think I had a question about flooding and stuff. How we as in our agricultural communities, we don't understand how that works, how we are protected, okay? I am from a small town in South Carolina. I'm a HBCU alumni, South Carolina State. I'm an undergrad in agribusiness. And one of the things that I am trying to do is redefine agriculture in our agricultural community. With our tax accounting firm, we work a lot throughout a lot of different states. We here open office down in St. Marcos, Texas. And we have offices in Oklahoma, Mississippi. We are looking at doing one in Memphis. I'll be in Memphis this week as well. And with the agricultural taxation, and with that, we're trying to show our community what does it mean to have LLCs, INCs, S Corp, C Corp. What's the difference? So many people get in trouble with these LLCs. They don't understand it has 3 ways to file, how it's organized. That's one of the things that we're trying. We're not attorneys. We work with quite a few attorneys. But one thing that we do, we also work with a lot of lending institutions now and banks and stuff, because we work with a lot of churches in our communities now. We have to develop what they call financial statements. What's a P&L, balance sheet, cash flow statement. We work with churches in our communities because a lot of people don't understand. We try to educate our communities through our church, okay? A lot of times, our churches, we work with a lending institution for our church, different things like that. So we just wanted to make sure that we come out and educate our communities on community development. I'm working with the co-op group out of Arkansas right now, and working with a lot of the rural communities in the southern states. And so these are some of the things that we at our firm try to give: the information, the knowledge, the structure, the development, how we work with how to protect our land, keep our land retention. How do we put this land in trust? You know, that's one of the things that we work with attorneys on now. Of course, we're not attorneys. How to put that land in trust for protection. How to pass it down generationally. You know, we have a lot of our kids that now, I grew up in a time where you wasn't asked to work, you was told you were going to work. You know, I grew up in the tobacco country. The kids now today, they want to see the value of it. So we're trying to educate our next generation as I go out and talk to people about agricultural families, our landowners, our rural communities. And I'm talking about the LLCs, the ISCs. How do we pass it down? What's the 2553? A lot of people think when you do an LLC, you will have a corporation. Now, LLC is not a corporation, it's a group of people. A lot of people understand when you file an LLC, you got 75 days to do a 2553 to let the IRS know that you want to be taxed as a corporation. Because if you don't file an LLC correctly, then you, the individual, will be hit with taxation. A lot of people in our community are paying taxes that they don't owe. A lot of people in our communities are not structured correctly. And this is one of the reasons I normally have a staff with me, I normally have a presentation, and I was telling Ms. Matthews and others to come back. But we tell you about the EIN number, how that is the most important piece of paper you can have, is the EIN number. But a lot of people understand that's what people mess up the most at the absolute beginning. Because they don't understand when you check that box, you're telling the IRS what you are. You're giving them filing requirements. We have so many people coming in our firm, in all of our offices, our Mississippi office, our Texas office, all of our offices, and they don't understand. We are messed up from the beginning, but it's easily corrected. A lot of people don't understand. When you get a garnishment, the reason you get a garnishment is because the IRS wants you to call them. You can stop a garnishment immediately. A lot of people don't understand. If you get 1099-C charge off, you can exclude that. You don't have to pay tax on that. You can wipe it away. And we're going to come back and present that to the individual. But the biggest thing is we're trying to show our community. We're trying to bring knowledge and education to our community on how it really works. A lot of people don't understand. We are running from situations. We're not putting stuff in mama name, daddy name. You don't have to do all that. Because it's from the structure, if you're structured correctly, you are protected. You are absolutely protected. But the biggest thing we try to do is show you how to pass that down generationally. How to pass that down to the next generation. Okay? So these are a lot of things that I have. Are there landowners in here today? Are there farmers in here today? Okay? A lot of people with your land, do you actually participate in your land? Are you growing? A lot of people ask about hemp now. A lot of people ask about hemp now. Are you growing anything on your land? Are you using your land anyway?
I'm not growing anything on my land.
Okay.
I have sold wood on the land, trees on the land.
So you have sold trees on the land, okay? On that land, when you sold the trees, do you record that income? Do you record that income?
Yes, sir.
Okay? If you don't mind me asking, how do you record that income? Do you record the income on what form?
I'm sorry, I have a certified public accountant.
Yes, ma'am.
And I cannot answer that correctly.
The reason I ask that is because I talk to a lot of individuals who sell timber. Most of them file on Schedule C's. That's the worst mistake you could do. And if you're on Schedule F or Schedule T, I'm sure your accountant probably have made you aware of that. These are
Schedule what now? Sorry.
Schedule T or Schedule F. Schedule T or Schedule F. These are the things that a lot of people in our communities don't understand. As I work with a lot of the buyers and some of the growers, but a lot of people who sell land, paying capital gain taxes on land they shouldn't, because you never took into consideration called a base adjustment. Like I got a farmer right now in Pine Arkansas. All right, he's got. See, when I work those farmers out in the Midwest, those farmers are 5,000, 10,000 acres, 3,000 acres, 4,000 acres all day long. These are big boys. And they was here actually, MBC's the National Electoral Council, and stuff. But the thing about it, in having that land, even though you have that land, you have tax deductions that you carry on a yearly basis.
Okay? A lot of people feel that if I go into business, I got to make money before I start reducing my taxable income. Absolutely not. If you wake up this morning and say you want to think about going into business, you say I'm going to drive over to my land that I have, that land, the sign that you went to Walmart and bought, the sign and land and mail, everything is tax deductible. That reduces your taxable income. You can literally, people have land holding land, and they say, well, I just got this land out here. If you hold that land, you still got to have maintenance on that land, you still pay the property tax land. Anything associated with that land is tax deductible. You can reduce your taxable income legally. So many people are trying to go out here and get hooked up on taxation. They come to the office, they so hooked up, we can't get them unhooked. Stop trying to do that. Stop doing that. It's illegal. Everybody wants to do everything under the table. Get them on the table now. Now, ours is on the table now too. Get on the table because it's legal. Legal tax deduction. Legal ways to reduce tax income. Legal ways that we can pass this knowledge down to our next generation. We have all this every year. Every time I come to office, we try to do corporate structural development. Everybody, I tell everybody, you know, we always say to give the scenario, people try to pass land and businesses down to the children. I'm sure it may not be here, but every year we have people, everybody got that good child and a bad child, okay? And we always tell everybody, mom, daddy knows exactly what child they want to get, everything what that child will get. Mama say, all of my babies shall eat. Mama, all the children shall eat. So, but we show them how to structure that. We show them how to put that together as a family, how to take this land, again, not a turn, but return it, put this land in LLCs. We show them how to develop it, family LLCs, how to put that land in trusts and stuff, how to protect that. We work with families all throughout the U.S. on that. So I'm just saying, there's so many things that in our communities that we are not doing because we feel that we need to do it this way. No, do it the right way. But there's ways to reduce that taxation. As we talk about the structural development, anyone have land who have crops, row crops, vegetable crops, whatever, we want to show you how to put that crop insurance in place so you are protected. How to take revenue protection, not yield, how to take revenue protection, not yield protection, because that protects your market price. What's the difference in an enterprise unit and an optional unit? Enterprise unit, you take all your farms together and you average them. Optional, they stand alone. Okay? We show you how to look at your guarantee. Everybody in here who's ever farmed or worked with farmers who know farmers, they should not put a seed in the ground without crop insurance. Because one of the things about crop insurance, it gives you a guarantee. Banks call us all the time, want that assignment of a dividend. You have a guarantee. So if I go out here and grow a crop, and I give you a $100,000 guarantee, which that does happen, we give you a $100,000 guarantee, you can take a 50 to 85% coverage level, 50 to 85% of that $100,000, basically 75% or 80. That's the sweet spot, what we call it. But what happens is, I'm giving you a guarantee that if I give you a 75% coverage level, I'll give you a 75 check rate guarantee of $75,000. You go out here and sell $50,000, I'm gonna give you a check for $25,000. I'm gonna give you that guarantee. If you flood, then I'm going to give you if you have a farm, and I give you a $75,000 guarantee, virtually a guarantee, and that farm floods, you're going to get a check for $75,000. You're going to get that check for $75 because you have a disaster. But a lot of people don't understand. When I give you that $75,000 check because you have a flood, most people are going to go put it straight on their tax return, correct? They're going to put it on a Schedule C. That's the worst mistake you can do. You put it on a Schedule F. But you're going to take that $75,000, you're going to put it on your Schedule F, and most people are going to pay taxes, correct? Wrong. If you do it right in your Schedule F, because of the crop insurance proceeds, you do not have to report the income in that year that you receive. You can report it in a preceding year. Because it was an after disaster. 4 qualifying factors. This was an after disaster. So you do not have to report the income in that year that you receive it. If you say, I sold every animal on my farm because I had a flood, you don't have to report the income that year because you can report it when the crop is matured. These are a lot of things in agriculture in our community that we try to educate people. I love to have the opportunity to come back and take you through the entire presentation, that's and all. But these are just things that we're trying to educate people on. Understanding, in our community, we're paying taxes we
we don't owe. In our community, we're leaving taxes of income on the table. Refunds on the table. A lot of people in our community, they come in, the first thing they say, I'm broke, I ain't made no money. But guess what? If you broke, you ain't made no money, you don't get no kind of credit. That's the worst thing you can do is say I'm broke. People all the time they call ours and say, who have businesses, who have structures, say, I don't pay myself. Wrong, you need to pay yourself because you're paying Social Security and Medicare. But the one thing you can do when you have your own entity that you miss is unemployment. You can qualify for unemployment from your own entity. So if it get icy, if it get cold, go home, take your unemployment. You can qualify factors. Most of the states took the second quarter, $27 more with tax change. These are things that are so many of us miss. Because when we operate our own entities and business development structure, we are no longer self-employed. We are employees of our own entities. If you hire your children, they are employees of your own entity. If they go off to college someplace, hey, why not? They can collect unemployment too. I'm saying these are so many things legally that we need to structure and set right. The reason so many people get trouble with LLCs is because they think, because I'm a limited liability company, as I file my artist organization, not an artist incorporation, guess what? I'm protected. Yes, you are. But from a taxation perspective, if you have ABC Farms and it made $100,000, or your LLC made $100,000, if you're structured as a sole proprietorship, it didn't make a dime. You, the individual, made $100,000. And what we try to show people is how to create those entities correctly, where if you say, I'm disabled, I'm retired, I retired early, I can't make so much money, pay it to your entity. It can make $1 million. You didn't make a dime. You did not make a dime, the entity did. But you pay yourself from your entity. Now, you're going to get a K-1 form now. Here's where that good child, that bad child come in now, okay? Who do you want to have control of interest, okay? A lot of people ask me all the time. You know, everybody can give a different advice. Various legal departments can give you different advice. People ask me all the time, do I put a husband and wife on entity? What my advice would do? I tell everybody, if you're a husband and wife and you've been business together, and you love you know it's cheap to keep, you ain't going nowhere, put one person's name on it. But if you got any doubt that you mean not, then you might want to split between the two. Because the person who carries the responsibility of entity, the other person, the other spouse wouldn't have any liability of that quote unquote, responsibility. We see a lot of that coming a lot when people have tax problems and the husband wife want it, but guess what? The wife wants 50% liability too. So these are things that we're trying to educate people on. We're trying to educate people on. Is how we do it correctly. How we do it correctly. If you have these LLCs, get you an operating agreement. Stop this thing about, well, we slept together, we did this together, we partied together, we had all the good times as friends. We are a boom band. One thing I tell them, you never made money together. You never made money together, because a dollar bill would change a lot of things, okay? A lot of people feel, well, before I leave, I got everything set up, and I know they're going to do right. When you did, money would change things. We tell people, stop that mess about, I know it's going to be done this way. Stop it. Because when you go, you go. And it will be changed. I can guarantee that. We see it all the time. A lot of the terms that we're referring to, they be shaking their head, we see it all the time. But we want to make sure, while you are here, as we are here, we are not facing taxation that we should not be paying. We're not structured the way we should. We have to show the next generation the business side of operations. I say we call it the agribusiness way in the agriculture community. We have to show that next generation the value. We have to show that next generation the importance of, don't go sell mom and daddy land. The next generation have to understand, if you got this land, if you didn't feel it, I grew up in no time called Brooks Neck, South Carolina. My mom and daddy, all the way to Philadelphia. All my family who grew up, I was born in Philly, but I called South Carolina my home. Everybody up north, Philadelphia, Jersey, New York. When I grew up in Mississippi, like I got next week, all of them went to Chicago. But the thing of what I'm saying, if your son and daughter is sitting in Philly, New Jersey, LA, I got a brother in LA, and you got all this land back here, back home, you need to structure that and into it. And let your son and daughter know that they have an interest in a company back home. People come to me all the time saying, we don't have no money. I had a land, I think one of the counties, virtually one of the counties, a couple of the counties that I live with people, a lot of counties here, and the first thing I asked them, do y'all know y'all are millionaires? They had over 400 some acres, but everybody's trying to find who will pay tax on land. Okay? I've seen that lost like that. And I said, do y'all know y'all are millionaires? They said, no, we don't have no money, yada, yada, yada. Once we sat down and showed people, take the value of the land per acre, that Brandon had been paid off since 1932, and he passed it down. That mama paid off. And you take that land, you should put it in a company LLC or family LLC. Now, you can set in New Jersey, Philadelphia, and say, guess what? Everybody say, I want to start my own company. I want to have my own business. Well, you just did. You got all this land set at home that you own now. If you said my land is worth $1 million and you got a 10% share, your net worth now it went up, increased by $100,000. Now when you go to the bank, you say, oh, I'm back home, I got this entity that I have ownership back home. You don't have to participate, you can rent it. We have a company called Land Resource Management, we have to manage land and stuff. You can have rent it, you can sell timber off of it, you can do all those things. But it is a company, it is an entity now that you own. And the children away now have an interest in this company, in this business. This is what a lot of them, and when I talk to families, the first thing I say, can I call my son? Can I call my daughter? Can I tell my son and my daughter? I've always tell people, sometimes it's hard for us to get them on the phone on conference call. We set up a conference call. But once we start explaining that you have a land worth $500,000 or $600,000 or $1 million, and now once we structure this land, you're going to have a percentage of this company back home, everybody wants to be on the phone. Everybody join the conference call. I don't have no problem getting nobody on the phone and join the conference call. But we want to show you how to structure it legally. Of course, we work with attorneys, okay? We show you how to structure it legally. But we show you from a taxation purpose on how that works and stuff. You know, the attorneys have a legal system, legal that, but we show you on the tax, for the tax purposes only, we show you how that works for you. So trust me, everybody gets on call. Everybody gets on call, but it gives everyone's interest again. They want to be a part of the family. They want to be a part of it. So with that, yes, sir.
Many of the families we familiar with now, the patriarchs get older, they go in a rest home. Mm-hmm. And the state end up taking the property. Do you have any suggestions for us on how we eliminate some of these issues?
Well, I'm saying again, not an attorney to say what you can do, but what the best suggestion I have people right now is before they try to put this thing together before you get to that part of it. I have to refer you private attorneys to say if you are in a rest home. Now, have I seen that? Quite a bit. Have I seen that? Quite a bit. We had a client who was fighting over who was going to pay the taxes, who was going to have the land. So only one son was on that land. So what happened was they went to the dad went to nursing home. Dad went to nursing home. And what happened was dad was diagnosed with a little bit dementia. South Carolina owned 2 home health care companies, so we spent quite a bit. But make a long story short, now again, you know, a lot of people have to get lawyers and stuff to fight that. But the father finally signed the land over to the children. But the nursing home and facility deemed him as, and I can't if I'm saying it correctly, he was not knowledgeable enough of no, quote unquote, to be able to sign. But guess what? They lost land. Why? Because the doctor they had, he owned a nursing home. So guess the land went. Now, I'm not saying the family has to be to fight that, but I see this all the time from the healthcare side, because I own 2 home health care in South Carolina. I see that quite a bit. So again, to say that, here's one of the reasons that we educate people, we try to attorneys we work with, in putting their land in trust, living with, putting it in trust. We have quite a bit of clients throughout North Carolina who works with attorneys we work with in the Raleigh area, because we have a lot of individuals who work with a lot of clients in these smaller communities that may not look like the people in our rooms and stuff, that put them in bad situations. You know, I have a lot of clients that come to us, a lot of business owners that come to us who are in bad situations because they're never structured correctly. They're never told that if you get a 1099-C, a lot of people have got cancellation of debts. I don't know if you've heard that. You get cancellation of debts. First thing you got to do is pay tax on that, correct? Wrong. If you put it on Form 982, and check the box C, and say this is due to agricultural debt, you don't have to pay no tax on it, it's gone. Or if you put sales to the side, and I'll bring that all back, you don't have to pay tax on that, because you can exclude it. But so many people in our community are paying taxes, paying levies and fines that they thinking they pay taxes. You don't have to do that. You don't. A lot of people get penalties, correct? A lot of people get penalized because I didn't do this, I did this on time. I didn't know that my corporation was due on March 15th. So you're going to get penalties, they're going to penalize you, correct? And you're going to pay those penalties, correct? Wrong. Put it on Form 843, tell IRS, I'm sorry, I didn't know it, so ask for a first-time abatement. It'll get excluded, it'll be gone. You don't have to pay tax on it. These are things, a lot of people get liens and levies. We try to show you how to fill the forms out. 12277, on my presentation, I don't have it with me. 12277, how to get the liens and levy released from you. Just get it removed from you. See, the IRS don't want to shut you down. Because they shut you down, they can't get their money. Only thing they want to know is how to get my money. If you have a personal debt, you got 6 years to pay, divided by 72. Anything under $50,000, you go online now, do the arrangement yourself. You don't have to call them. Anything under $50,000, you can do it online yourself. Anything under $100,000, you're going to have to do a 433B. You can call, make an arrangement. One of the reasons you want to pay yourself from your company, because when you call and make the arrangement, if you cannot afford to pay the debt, guess what? It goes into uncollectible. Meaning, you can go out and put all the money in the word in the bank, start putting the money in your mama's name, your daddy's name, and put the money in the bank, do what you want to do, because they're giving you time to get yourself together, because they're saying now it's uncollectible, you can do what you want to do. I'm not going to touch you. You can stop running, you can stop hiding. Just put it in uncollectible. But all you got to do is say, look, this is all I can pay, here's what I make, this is what I can pay. Boom, sometime, guess what? $25 a month, $50 a month, but if you can't pay it, you go uncollectible. And that means you can do anything you want to do. Now, after about 12 to 24 months, I may send you a little form saying, okay, are you still broke? You got to fill that form out. You got to fill it out. But the thing what I'm saying is, post-OIC, I'm compromised if you know how to do it correctly now. But there's so many things in our communities I see as I travel throughout the Southeast, as I travel, that is not being shared with our communities. These are some of the things that's not being shared with our communities. And so these are some of the things that our firm, you know, although we say one of my specialties agriculture, we do all. We do a lot of contracting. We do a lot of everything. You name it, we got lawyers, doctors, dentists, contractors, brick masons, we work with DOT. We do a lot of training programs with the DOT. And so that's what I'm saying. We want to come out to the community. We want to educate you in our community and stuff, okay? Are there any more questions? I never talked about, I know everybody got the reason, everybody tied down. Are there any questions anybody have?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. Now, I was told years ago that if one person pays taxes on the land a certain number of years, say if there's 10 or 12 children that one person pays, that the land automatically comes to that one person that pays.
Now, I'm going to say, I remember have that as a legal question. I don't want to try to give legal advice, but we're not attorneys and stuff. But from a taxation perspective, the person who pays land, that's what we write the tax off to. Okay? But we do have attorneys that I can get those information for you, so I can give you the correct legal advice of what that constitutes. Okay, but from a taxation perspective, whoever pay the land, that's who can carry the deduction on it, as long as you've got the check saying you've been paying. Okay. Now, I do be around a lot of attorneys that I work with, our firm work with personally, and it sounds like some of what they're saying is correct, but I don't want to say I know that's to be true for right now. Okay, but I can get the information. I get your name, but I can promise you I have the answer for you, so I can give you the correct information.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, for them, get your name and number. And that's one of the things I want to try to establish. We want to make sure we try to give our community the correct information. Okay? If we don't know, we're going to find it. If we don't know, we're going to find it. Okay? All right. Any more questions? But thank you so much for the opportunity. I ain't going to talk too much today, but thanks for the opportunity. But I do look forward to coming back and maybe, do it in more presentation way. Like I said, normally I have a stand with presentation whole 9 yards, but we slammed this week and we're pulling out tomorrow for a 5-state tour in 4 days. So did I go right back to Memphis the following week, and I'll miss you for a week after that. So I want to thank everybody for the opportunity and stuff. And like I said, even though we're in Raleigh, we want to, yes sir, yes sir.
Mr. Tenney, how many people do you need to have before you can come down and give an expanded presentation?
It could be one. It doesn't matter to me. I want to educate our community. And I want to say, have we been to one or two? Yes, we have. We have. I'll be in Pine Bluff Tuesday working with crop insurance, signing up a lot of crop insurance clients out in Arkansas, on this Civic, because they're close by. Wednesday I'll be in Louisiana, working on good presentation down there. Thursday I'll be back in West Memphis. And so it doesn't.
Well, could I contact you, man?
Absolutely. You come to my office, Michelle Powell, she's an executive administrator, she schedules everything. But it doesn't matter. I mean, because we want to come out of the business, so no, that's not a problem. People ask me, now, do we charge to do the presentation? No. We don't.
That's gonna be my question.
We'd love to have the opportunity to service you and to provide service, but no, we would definitely come out of the office.
Okay.
That is not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem. Okay. Well, I hope some of the information will help you today.
You said you would come back?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The presentation and everything. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
We'll be looking forward to that in the future.
Absolutely.
And thank you for your presentation.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.
Sir, if you could read my writing.
Yes, ma'am.
Joyce, first name Joyce.
We have Senator Ingram with us now.
Just call me Erica.
And we're going to ask her to chime in on Representative Willingham's presentation. And she may give us a little bit more than what he gave us. Given your information, how many people got Facebook and all that stuff and seen where the governor appointed
Chief Justice Sherry Beasley?
Yes.
well, District Court Judge Mitchell from you aware of what she requested?
Ricky Boyd Mitchell? Yeah, because there's going to be a vacancy now. Oh, great.
She asked me to
For another letter of support. Okay. Good afternoon, family. So glad to be here. Mayor McCrary, he held me up. He was driving too slow. We were both counties. I had my driver. My driver was scared to pass me. Good afternoon. We're so glad to be here this morning in Washington, Little Washington, Beaufort County. We honor the life of fireman Edward P., who passed away in 1902. He was the first recorded death of a fireman fatality in North Carolina. He was putting out a warehouse fire near the downtown area of Washington. And he also happened to be African American. So he died February 5th, 1902, and so we certainly honored him on today. Judge Wendy Hazelton, who we met at the January meeting of the Eastern North Carolina Civic Group, brought a very powerful message that inspired me and Mayor Jerry. I think her message was, what, 6 minutes? And so I normally set my timer for 18 minutes on a sermon, so I'm going to have to do better. I think I can set it on 12 for tomorrow. But as we come and we reflect about the great things happening in North Carolina and in this state, as Mayor Gates shared, Chief Justice Sherry Beasley was appointed by Governor Cooper as the first African-American woman to serve as Chief Justice of the North Carolina Supreme Court. She replaced former Chief Justice Mark Martin, who is taking the presidency of Regent Law School in Virginia. Also, it created another vacancy, and so I believe there are 3 seats now open. And the last time, I think it was the year before last, the Eastern North Carolina Civic Group, we gave a letter of support to the governor on behalf of Judge Ricky McCoy Mitchell out of Mecklenburg County, and she is seeking to fill one of those vacancies now created on the North Carolina Supreme Court. So I hope that later after this presentation, there will be that opportunity for this body to consider once again writing a letter of support on behalf of Judge Ricky McCoy Mitchell. I have been honored to serve as one of the leaders of the Farm and Agriculture Caucus for the North Carolina Legislative Black Caucus. And we are working on initiatives to, that's why I was so glad your previous presenter, I was so glad with the information that he shared. Because we know that farming has been a way of life for Eastern North Carolina. And I thank Brother Mo Matthews for always serving as a support system for me. But not only that, he's an excellent role model for farmers in Eastern North Carolina, because he is experimenting with innovative crops and opportunities and making sure we have representation out there. And it'll just be so good when we can have more of us participating, going back to our roots, participating in farming. Two quick announcements. On March the 6th, the Small Farms Agri-Shop Academy will be in Martin County Farmers Market, and that's March 6, 2019. They're going to be talking about, they have 4 academies going across North Carolina, and that's in hopes to get more of us involved in farming as a way of life. Agriculture is an $84 billion industry. It's our #1 industry in North Carolina. And so they will be there to provide a comprehensive update on ginger research. This is going to be hosted by North Carolina A&T, my alma mater, Aggie Pride. They will be talking about how you can use ginger as a cash crop for small farmers. So they're going to be presenting on the health benefits, industry productions, markets, and marketing. That's on March 6th. On this Thursday, there will be 2 big meetings. One will be in Bldg County we'll start at 12:30, and then we will run that meeting until about 3 o'clock, 3:30. That meeting is going to be a discussion with Bldg County Commissioners, Martin County, Halifax County, Northampton County. It's going to be involving the Carr Dam releases and the regional flooding that's been occurring. Those of you in Williamston and Beargrass area, you know the water that came up. What's the name of that location, Representative Willingham, that has kind of the dock and the water came up above and under some people's houses? It was in Beargrass. Okay, so there are intermittent releases from the Carr Dam. And so the Army Corps of Engineers set up the lock systems, 40, 50, 60 years ago. But we have had unusual flooding in a very, very rainy season these last 12 months. And so we have a lot of our constituents and farmers having their whole crops wiped out. There was one farmer who lost $300,000 in his crops from the flooding that comes down from the Carr Dam. And it comes through those counties, and so we'll be having a big meeting. Our congressional delegation will be there. Congressman Butterfield's office, Senator Tillis, and Senator Byrd will send representation. We'll have an Army Corps of Engineers and then the local state House and Senate members, as well as county commissioners from that area. On Thursday at 4:30, we will be in Williamston at the Advanced Carolina Building, thanks to Mr. Mo Matthews, who's going to be hosting us. And we're going to talk to a group of farmers. And we are specifically targeting African American farmers. The Tobacco Trust Fund has grants that are available. So we want to come and provide some additional information. The North Carolina Tobacco Trust Fund Commission is in their grant cycle. The grants are going to be rewarded in summer of 2019, summer of this year. And what they are looking for is opportunities to promote small farmers. They want to look at this as a way to create job creation for potential products and new cash crops. And so we have the information in our newsletter, and so everybody should have received the newsletter by noon today. If you didn't, you call my office and be added to my newsletter. You'll have the information on those grants that you can apply for, as well as the update on the meetings that are upcoming. I think that that is all the information that I had to add at this point. We continue to work hard and lobby. Shelley Shelley, you shared about the Medicaid bill and the discussions around that, right? Okay, so Shelley probably covered everything else that I didn't cover, and I stand ready to continue to serve you. The thing that I'm excited about is that because of our redistricting and gerrymandering and all that is going on in North Carolina, I have represented a total of 11 different counties, and then through the Eastern North Carolina Civic Group, you add on another 13 that I don't serve. And so I looked at that as a great opportunity. If I keep being drawn in all these new districts, they're setting me up for a statewide run. And so, after much prayer, I'm excited to announce my candidacy to become the first African American and the third woman to serve this great state as United States Senator, and I will be running to unseat Senator Tom Tillis. Senator Tom Tillis is one of the reasons why I ran for statewide office in 2014. Senator Tillis was a former Speaker of the House in the House chamber, and he led the charge from 2010 through 2013 to roll back all of the appropriations for education. They cut teacher tenure, career tenure, they cut longevity, they cut over 5,000 teacher assistants, and they also cut master's pay. They cut the teacher fellows program, and so slowly but surely through our hard work, we have gotten back the teacher fellows program, but guess what? It's only on 5 campuses across the state, and not one of those campuses is a historically black college or university. And so that is what we are working on now. We have a bipartisan bill to support restoring master's pay for teachers. And so we look at the detrimental harm that was done to education and to the public school system under that helm and under that leadership, and he's certainly done no better now that he is in Washington, D.C. He has not stood up for clean energy. He's been atrocious toward civil rights and advocacy, and making sure that we had an attorney general in place who was doing what he or she was supposed to be doing. That's protecting the rights of citizens. My formal announcement will be on March 21st on the campus of North Carolina A&T State University. And we are operating from the theme of hidden figures. Can I just be honest with everybody, brothers and sisters? I'm not trying to throw any shade, but African American women are the most loyal voting bloc in the nation. And when black women came together, we ended a 25-year cycle of hate in Alabama by getting a Democratic governor, Senator Jones, a Democratic senator elected in Alabama. We did not stop there. We went across the Southeast. And how many of you heard my friend Stacey Abrams give the response to the state of Virginia? And we are so excited about what she's doing for Georgia. And she would have won had they not cheated her by not counting thousands of votes.
That's right.
We had the hearing on Congressional District 9. Shelley, did you cover that? The Congressional District 9. We still have that seat that has not, the election has not been certified because there were improper ballots going on, absentee ballots, and there was a lot of cheating. And so that hearing is going to take place on Friday at the Board of Elections. And so we are so thankful that we have a governor who is working hard to restore equity and balance. And Governor Cooper has appointed the most diverse cabinet in the history of North Carolina. Now, nobody is perfect, and there are some things that we don't agree with, but by far, he has certainly tried to work hard to make sure we have what we need to have. In 2017, that was the best budget Eastern North Carolina has seen in the last 10 years. And primarily that budget, it was done by, of course, the Republicans are in power, but they had accepted and taken a lot of proposals from the governor's budget. We're in the budget cycle now, and Shelley can tell you about that. And just by composition, there are 50 North Carolina state senators. Of those 50 senators, 21 are Democrat with 6 women, and 29 are Republican, and they have 4 of those 29, 4 are women. And for the House of Representatives, there's 55 Democrats, 23 are women, and 65 Republicans with 11 members. So there are a total of 34 women members of the 120-member House of Representatives. So women are still grossly underrepresented in public service. And so I just want to call on you to continue to work with me and support me and pray for me and push me that we can have a voice. I'm the only candidate running who's from Eastern North Carolina. And I want to go there so that our issues and our platform are lifted up so we can truly be a state where the weak go strong and the strong go great.
Well, we thank you, Senator Erica. When I heard you running for the Senate, I did double dip. In the U.S. Senate. One is she explained to you about Judge Mitchell. We drafted a letter some years ago, not too long ago, in support of her being appointed to the position she's in now. However, with the creation of Judge Bldg on the Supreme Court, that leaves a vacancy on the Court of the Supreme Court. I'm asking you, and we can vote because we have a quorum. Is it permissible for we do a letter to the governor endorsing her for the position? If someone would make a motion to that effect.
Mayor Gates, I move that we submit a support letter on behalf of Judge Ricky McCoy Mitchell to the governor.
I second.
It's been motion and second and further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No, I ain't gonna ask no. But that will be done, and I will get my team together, and we will construct a letter in support of her. Also, there's a guy that I come to know for years and years, and he's grown something like my daddy. But I'm old here. But today happened to be his birthday. He don't let me know it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear brother. Happy birthday to you. May God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless you. May God bless you.
88. 88. We didn't get a cake.
Better known as Mr. James J.C.
But what we can do is definitely pass the hat. No amount, no whatever. Anything you put in here will be and present it to us in that order, okay? So we ain't looking for $10, we ain't looking for $20, we ain't looking for no dollars. We just want a contribution from everybody. And Peter will take the hat. Just drop it in, and at the end we'll present it to my good friend, my brother, my daddy, Mr. James.
Mr. James Sears.
You want James?
James Sears.
James.
James Sears. James Pugh had a birthday last month.
That's him on the end here, right?
No, James Sears. James Sears.
Mm-hmm. I said Pew.
No. Pugh had a birthday last month.
Okay.
I'm getting mine back.
You ain't supposed to do that.
Cold.
Yeah, she came to when we were at the library. Yeah. She had a birthday last month. That's Harry.
If you interview Brother Pugh's money,
Look like she's about to cry. Oh, Mr. President.
Ma'am,
And some of you might have known, usually Joyce Ray bringing a card, but with one of the other organizations, I got kind of shut down. So Mr. Sears got a card in the mail from me last week. I remember his birthday, and normally, you know, we used to do both. Mr. Pugh had a birthday in January. So I mailed Mr. Sears his birthday card and gave him his gift when he came in. Because somebody's been playing with my mail at the post office. And I'm very particular about what I send in the mail now. And a lot of my mail is being opened. So I didn't bring any card this time to pass around. I think last time I brought a card was when we met in Newbern for Mr. Yates' birthday. But the reason why I was doing this, somebody asked why, because sometimes officers do things in an organization to keep it going. The average member don't know what's going on. And you don't have time to tell your members what's going on all the time, but you're moving from one thing to another. Now I'm talking from experience because I'm quite a few years older, something in here. And I don't get around like I used to. But I've been working for a long time. And I said to Mr. Pugh this morning, because he calls me up and gives me jobs on the phone like I'm his personal maid and secretary, what have you. Came in this morning, he wanted me to finish dressing him. Well, he said, good morning, everybody. Is Joyce Ray in here? So Mr. James Sears and I go way back. I was in the organization before he was. So now I asked him to stand up. Listen to me, stand up. He's worked hard, and he's deserving. Yeah. And I'm giving my say-so now. Thank you.
Since you stand and go your street, we're going to give you a token of love. God bless you. May you have many more. Thank you.
I do appreciate it. And it's out of love for this group that showed here. I guess I ought to say too that today's birthday is my 81st birthday.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And I want you to know that it wasn't because of my pretty brown eyes. It was because of God. And I do thank you for recognizing me, and we'll find something we can do with this. Thank you very much.
Okay, going around the table. Mr. Horton. Mayor Brown. Anything you got on your mind?
I'm just glad to be here one more time. The way these people leaving here, I'm just glad to be here.
I know that's right.
Oh, good morning, everyone. It's just a blessing. I'm going to ditto that. Just a blessing to be here today, and God bless you all.
I'm glad to be here. It's been a while since I've been here, but
You better start coming.
I've been working on Saturdays, but I'm gonna try to, because this is one of the best kept secrets. This group right here in the state of North Carolina, and I really appreciate you all. If I'm not here, know that I'm there in spirit because I admire y'all, especially the age and stuff. I'm right behind you, 56, but I appreciate all y'all do. All y'all do.
I'm Councilwoman Deborah Jordan, and I'm so delighted to be here to hear Senator Ingram make that announcement, because that's confirmation what's been in my spirit for some time now. And with the situation with the Edgecombe County Democratic Party, this time of the woman. It is time for the woman. We women have been forerunners for a long time, and no disrespect to you men, but it's time. It's the year of the woman. It's time for us to make our move, and I'm gonna make me one too. But anyway, welcome to Tarboro, everyone. On behalf of the town council Tarboro, I welcome everyone here. This has been a big kept secret. I'm thankful I was invited. I didn't know you existed, but going forward, I will participate because I want to be a servant leader. And for that, and bless everyone that's here.
See this lady and give her your email address so we can get it to, when we email something out, you'll get a copy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mayor Yeager, could you get a email to me where I can get it to the elected officials here? You know, something coming from y'all. I could do it, but it would sound more better coming from the group.
Right.
And make sure I get the information.
Thank you. I had my say. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am.
Follow me.
I'll just sit in.
Don't put
I gotta stand up on that one. I'm gonna stand up on that one. Everybody here knows that is my tagline. Probably the largest town in Martin County.
like Trump.
You can say what you want to say. You can say what you want to say, and I'm not speaking as far as mileage or population. I'm talking about historically.
Amen.
It's very historical.
Amen.
But I do want to say it's a blessing to be here this afternoon. It's a blessing to see everybody here. Godfather, Mr. Sears, Mo Matthews, all of you. It's great to be here. Also, congratulations on my dear sister. And we do need a voice like yours, a champion voice, to be at those places. And God has anointed you for this time. And we're certainly be praying and pushing you, and just let Palmerlee know whatever we need to do to make that happen. We are 100% behind you. Thank you, Tarboro, for opening your doors and inviting the Civic group to be here today. It's an honor and privilege, and we look forward to next month's meeting. Good to see Representative Willingham as well, always.
Nothing to say, but I enjoyed the farming, the tax people, because I'm getting to work on my taxes too. And Representative Willingham, the information that I got from everybody today will be helpful to me.
Very helpful. Hi, my name is Ms. Cooper, and I'm surely here by accident. Reverend Gray had me to take care of this for him, and I was glad to do it because whenever he called, we do whatever we can do. But I'm kind of like Mr. Dancing. This is like a hidden secret. It is. I was sitting here just bubbling because it should have been full in here with the information that you guys had, and I'm definitely going to be out there trying to tell somebody, and I definitely want to get on your mailing list so I can come back and just be a participant and a helper in any way I can. But again, like I said, I was here totally by accident. And Reverend Gray asked me would I do this, and I told him I'd be glad to. It's fine, because he had a previous obligation with his family and he had to go somewhere. But I really enjoyed working with you guys. And I went and got some takeout plates, because somebody's got to do something with this food. So I ran and got some takeout plates, so please come and get the rest of this food, because they provide for 40 people, and this organization has paid for it, so you guys get this food and take it home.
Well, thank you.
I'm good, man. I have.
Gentleman behind you.
All good.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Jackie Brown, and I wanted to come to this share some information pertaining to the voter ID. I have joined with an organization that's called Spread the Vote, and they are in 7, 8 states already. We already know North Carolina has passed that law. And Tuesday, I had a couple of people that came, and it's supposed to have been a training, but it's a little bit too late to do what we really needed to do. Right now, I want everyone to know about the Spread the Vote, because they are trying to get into each county, and they are right now getting ready to put a couple of us into training. So if there's anybody who would be interested in joining with us, I would get your name and address and email so that I would be able to stay in contact with you. The Spread the Vote organization is basically coming into North Carolina, and they are basically going to be help paying for citizens that cannot afford to pay for their ID. And we just had a brief presentation on Alice Blue, who's the director in Raleigh, and she will be looking and seeking in each town and looking for people to come in to help with this. So basically, if anyone see any information that you see, it's a new organization called Spread the Vote, and that is we want to partner with different churches, organizations, fraternities, anybody that is going to be able to learn anything about this voter ID. We are not, I haven't started my training yet. Hopefully next month, I will schedule a date for Ms. Blue to come back, and we will have people volunteer that they would like to come in for the training. And basically what the training is going to be, giving you the laws and teaching us about the forms and what we're going to have to be able to help citizens get their ID. But the most important part is this organization financially is going to pay for people to get their ID. So if anybody is interested, we do need some people from Edgecombe, Rocky Mount, all over the state of North Carolina they're trying to get into. So please give me your name and telephone number, and I'll call you when I have the next meeting scheduled.
Mr. Matthews?
Yes, I'm gonna try to be quick.
No.
You said really? Oh, I'm sorry. Truly sorry. Go home.
Let me say him. I'm going to say hello, and then I acquiesce
Good afternoon, everyone. For the folks in Edgecombe County, Edgecombe has been part of this organization for, I think, the last 5 years, and they were the last county to join the Eastern Civic group, so don't feel too bad, because I think it was in existence for 40-some years before I found out about it in Martin County. So it only tells me that we got to do a better job of getting the word around, because they've been very consistent in meeting when they said that they're going to meet. I want to talk about hemp quickly, and just quickly. We need to make sure that we get rid of the paranoia about hemp and get marijuana out of our minds.
That's right.
Because what's happening is that the white farmers, and I've been to many meetings, the white farmers are they're way ahead of us in making money on this issue. And there's plenty of resources, enough resources, and it's free right now to make our small landowners successful in making money off of hemp. And if I may take the liberty of being prophetic to y'all, you see Erica Smith is running for the Senate. In 2006, when she runs again, we should be in a financial situation in Eastern North Carolina to put the dollars out there to make sure that she get over that hill. When I say run again, I'm talking about get re-elected.
Right, that's right, I got it.
I'm looking beyond 2020.
I got it.
So, and I believe that hemp, I'm sold on the fact that hemp is a panacea for the low wealth in Eastern North Carolina. It's in the mountain coast, but I'm talking about the land, sunshine, water, etc. that we have in the eastern part of the state. Folks can make money off of hemp, but we gotta take advantage of the situation and not be afraid to jump out and just do it.
But it's,
Thank you.
you're right, sir, because the ignorance, they think it's attached to marijuana.
Me neither. Well, I'd like to say this. We need to stick together because we got a long way to go. Now, I was the first African American to be voted in Bldg County on solid water. And I've been going to all of the meetings and everything. But let me put it this way. I found out soil and water was just looking out for the big farmers, big land. So I'm in there right now pushing. Here's the old lady went to the poll and voted and got a water problem. She bought a half-acre land and water standing on it. And we doing nothing more about it. This is my interest, folks. And Miss Senator, I'm gonna miss you Thursday. I know we got a water problem in Bldg County for the flood.
Yes, sir.
But District 5, I'm in District 5 and we're having a district meeting in Tarboro. That's one of the counties that District 5 is in. And I'm going there, but when I get there, I'm going to be raising the problem we're having in Bldg County. I want a letter or something from them to whoever, send it to somebody, whoever it be, because black folks haven't been assessed to the soil and water issue at all. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm telling you the truth. When they called me from Raleigh to run, and I said, no, I can't run. He said, well, Pew, you run. Sending me the money for advertising and all. I said, well, you can send me money, but I don't know nothing. So when I went to the forum, everybody in there presented what they were running on, what they were going to do. So when they called James Pew up, James Pew went up there and said, I'm up here. I'm going to tell y'all right now, I don't know nothing in the world about salt and water. Nothing. because, and you don't know nothing more about it. I said, well, if you vote me in, and I go to the salt and water meeting, I'll come back and let you know what's going on. I had 3 white women waiting, following me all the way to my car and said, Mr. Pugh, we're going to vote for you, and you'll call everybody that we know to vote for you. I said, well, you hear me tell you, didn't you? She said, that's all right. You didn't have nobody to tell us that will come back and tell us nothing. I won. This last November, I won. I run, I filed, didn't put out a posted sign, didn't ask nobody to vote for me, and not anything. I got 60% of the salt and water vote. I got 40% out of Asheville, which is total white, no black vote in there in that 310, no black vote. But I got 40% out of it. So what I'm saying is, we need to be together. Yes, and I was listening to the young man back there talking about the farm, and you know what running across my mind? My church. My church bought a 110-acre farm. And how it come to us, the white man offered the lady $80,000 for the farm. She wanted to sell it. He offered $80,000. Somebody said, go see the preacher. When they went to see the preacher said, don't sell that farm till you had a praise. Go have a praise. He said, oh, I said, yeah. The man offered $80,000 for it, yeah. So that then the preacher power to come to us and said, let's buy it. Everybody kicked in about buying it. Ain't you talking about a church buying a farm? You know that ain't nothing. Ain't no church buying a farm. He said, don't you know when the white man, you work on the farm all your life, if you move off the farm, he put a gate up there, you can't go pick up fish and do nothing. The church needs a farm. One person in that church was a deacon, he was a big farmer. He said, if the preacher said, let's get it. The preacher said, don't worry about the money. I can get the money, don't even worry about it. So they got the money. And when the praisers come back, whoever praised it $8,000 more, $88,000. So the preacher said, the praiser came back, said the man offered $80,000. Said, but the praiser said $88,000. The preacher said, let's give her $88,000 for the farm and deed her off the house and 2 acres of land, and that's what we're doing. And we paid for it with no problem. Done about all right. They had a preacher to come in there and he done everything in the world he could do to sell that farm. To sell that farm. So all money, what we got now is 40 acres out of the 108 acres. 108 acres, we got 40 acres. You didn't get the mule. That they don't know about a dime on it. So what I'm trying to tell you, let's, folks, pay attention to what's going on in your county. Because you know what? I went to the NAACP, the Democratic Party meeting, and I talked to a lady. I said, where you work? She said, I work in the county tax office. I said, you work in the tax office? She said, yeah. I said, how many working in there? She said, 8. Well, how many blacks in there? I'm the only one. You all see what I'm saying? Right. Exactly. We got to watch the economics in our county. What's going on? It's a shame. We got 8 people working in that office and just 1 black. Where the money going? White folks.
We got some qualified.
And we got to pay attention to what's going on. And we got to stop without and start getting our young folks involved. They don't know where we come from. And we can't go nowhere if we don't know where you're going. That's right. And ain't got no record of what it is, and they don't pay attention to it. And I'll tell you another thing, you've got to get preachers to preach in your church that have interest in the community and try to change souls. That's right. That's right. Folks don't believe me, but I tell you the truth. When you got a preacher preaching, all he doing preaching, going home, coming back, preaching the next Sunday, going there, ain't thinking about saving those souls, they ain't trying to make no better community. He willing in the man, walk off the street and hold his fist on the folks in the back.
Amen.
Listen now, he wasn't.
All right.
Wasn't in the man that told his physical on the folks in the bank Monday morning. I'm through.
That's right. Please go ahead and take a few dollars and tell you to vote for somebody that has no interest in it.
Okay.
Mayor Yates, Mayor Yates, I just want to add to what the brother said on the end here. I got a phone call last night about a meeting in Wilson at 2 o'clock today about the hemp thing. They want to start an African American Hemp Association, and I'm planning on going over there when I leave here in Wilson. So I get in.
He the one.
Well, he wasn't the one that called me. Somebody else called me.
No, I'm saying he's the one. You wouldn't know anything about him.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I understand that too. Yeah. But I'm gonna go to the meeting in Wilson. He may be there. I don't know, but I'm going to the one in Wilson and find out more about it too for this area.
Okay. Somebody had to handle that.
Mayor Yates, just real quick, thank you for sharing that information, Jackie, because the primary is March the 3rd of 2020. So we are exactly 12 months and 2 weeks away from the primary. So we have short time and we all have to get picture IDs. So we're asking you to go to your churches, start with the pastors who are preaching more than about heaven and how to live here on earth. And get them to do drives to make sure all your members have their voter photographic ID. Make sure all the children, if they live in your house, sleep in a bed, and you got a roof you're paying for going over their head, then make sure that they go out there and get registered and vote with their ID. And there's a lot of stuff going on about farming. I'm just so excited that, you know, Brother Matthews, I think we should give him a hand because he is leading the charge out there. We thank you for being so involved and being willing to take that information and bring it back to us so we can strengthen our communities.
Let me share this on the ID. If you're a lady and you've been married and divorced, you need to take your divorce paper with you, with an ID, your marriage license. Also, so when I first went down, they told me just the birth certificate and social security number, 2 pieces of identification bill, like a light bill, telephone bill. But if you've been married, you divorced, you need that divorce.
You gotta take your divorce decree.
And if you divorced years ago, you can't go across the aisle to get it. You got to send to Raleigh for it. So
all right. Bishop, take us home.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we want to thank you for this time together. We thank you. Stand, please. Again, Lord, we want to thank you for this time together. We want to thank you for the opportunity of blessing us with the information that we've heard. We pray, Father, that these seeds that have been planted, that we will go and cultivate our garden, get the information out, and bless us to reach those that were not here, touch their hearts and minds, that they may become active as well. We pray that you will bless us with safe travels. We pray, Father, that you will bless each and every elected official here. But we pray that you will bless our dear sister Erica and her run for the U.S. Senate. God bless her and her endeavors. Bring people in her life that will uphold her and raise her and keep her encouraged as she goes forward. We thank you for the victory in advance. Now, as we leave this place, we're up for the prayers. We pray that you give us traveling grace until we meet again. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.